stacks. I think he's kind of a pub star type player. I think he plays like these TAs, like the Tinkers, Storms, for Navi. But obviously VP, they picked up Resolution, and they changed some things around as well with their other players. So I don't know.
I haven't seen Save play yet, but I've heard good things.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, because this is kind of other than Gambit, right? So you have Gambit in the upper bracket right now. We'll have to see who is the reigning team in the CIS region, at least out of these two. But if we're gonna go ahead and introduce the players here, we have Solo, the classic position 5, playing the Warlock, and then joining him in the bottom lane is gonna be, man, how do you pronounce this? Epileptic? Yeah.
Epileptic Kid.
Okay, Epileptic Kid. Probably just call him Epileptic on the gyrocopter. You have no one on the Viper. He might be. I think it'd be hard to be epileptic and play Dota though. There's a lot of flashing lights and abilities, right? Yeah, be rough. Then we have Save on the Vengeful Spirit. Kind of reminds me of Save Dota, but I guess it's not him.
Yeah, apparently this Save actually added a dash after his name because there was already a North American kid.
There you go.
Can't confirm that, but that's just a rumor that's been going around.
Okay, and then you have Resolution on the off lane Centaur. Looks like they're gonna be sending the Vengeful Spirit as a 4, just to lane top with the Resolution. But I'm sure in terms of farm priority, Warlock probably picks up more items in the end. Looking at the safe lane, you have Zayak on the Tree Ant Protector. He's gonna be accompanied by Crystallize on the Drow Ranger in their safe lane. And looks like they want to fight for this rune here. Tree Ant obviously pretty good at fighting on these runes. They have a lot of slow with the Frost Arrows. Gonna decide if they want to make a move here. Resolution's just gonna be bullied off the rune. Are gonna take a look at the mid lane. You're gonna have Magical on the TA. Oh, I was wondering if VP were gonna get their other rune, but Save picked up the other bounty rune on the top lane, so it's gonna be 2 apiece. And then finally we get down to the bottom lane. It's Pasha on the Underlord, a classic VP player. He's been with the team for a while, so not really new. And then Ilias on the Lich. I believe he's a new pickup for Navi, but Pasha actually used to play for VP for like a super long time, so it's weird to see him playing for Navi.
We're gonna see, this is a pretty classic start to a lane. The Flak Cannon at the Fatal Bomb is just melting.
Yeah, Lich is just half HP. He he really doesn't like this. He's like, man, like this is some bull. I want to comment on the mid lane because I feel like this is probably going to be the most biased lane right here, right? Obviously, I don't play a ton of TA, but I can imagine TA Viper is, yeah, it's got to be pretty rough. You can see no one already taking the CS. Yeah.
Magical just doesn't want to play up.
Now I know Viper, the build that I was used to, people max out the Nether Toxin, and it seems like things have changed a little bit. Obviously they changed the poison attack, right? So that's the ability that you max now on Viper.
100%. The other issue is they nerfed their toxin really hard. It doesn't actually like deal a significant amount of damage until the enemy stands there for at least 4 seconds. By that point, like they're just gonna walk out. There's no way they stand in another toxin for 4 seconds.
And why is it you think that teams are putting so much priority on TA right now? Has the hero received any buffs? I mean,
I think, well, the big thing about this TA hero is the fast jungler. She's a stack clearer. She has a really good timing in which she just like kind of takes over the game.
Oh, no one's stacking up. This TA has nowhere to go. She's just being poison attacked. I don't. She got the cell, but I didn't want to use it.
I don't know what they're thinking picking this matchup.
This is what we're talking about here, the poison tag. Meanwhile, top lane, you actually see the Tree Ant go down. I guess Resolution turned on him with the stacks of Retaliate and just right-clicked him. So it's 2 kills going the way of VP, and that's not really the way that Navi wanted to start this game.
No one might go down here. Hasted Magical. Magical's just gonna dive, and he doesn't have any regen available.
Oh, he's actually turned on him.
The Fairy Fire. Magical's gonna fall, and you would. I mean, I would have called it. This is, you buy it back. You run it down the mid lane.
He didn't even have gold for the buyback, so not much he can do about that, I guess.
Now he's gonna have to take the walk of shame. He's gonna even use a Smoke of Deceit, just so he can get back faster. But terrible start.
Yeah.
This Templar assassin.
It's definitely rough for Magical. I saw him on top lane. He had the Tree Ant trying to push out the bench, but Resolution's doing his best to.
You can tell that this guy's a pub player.
Who, Magical?
That kind of dive with a haste rune like that at 2 minutes, that's a pub play. I've made that play countless times, but you don't do that competitive.
Save might be in some trouble here, getting clicked down by the Treant. He's going to try and turn it around. He's actually A-okay with the magic missile. I thought Resolution was going to walk over and try and stun and make something happen out of the Treant, but they're all chill.
Pasha's beginning to stabilize, but
oh, Pasha!
He's starting to get gone on.
In some trouble here.
Taking down.
Epileptic Kid has the rocket barrage in 1 more second. We can find him. Pasha with the jukes. He's gonna leave.
Out, but Ilias is not so lucky.
Oh, does he get the courier? Oh, he does not.
Magical dies in the fountain after using the TP. Level 3, and they're gonna tip him up.
That's a lot of tips.
Down on Viper. I mean, how do you play this game if you're magical?
This is the disadvantage of the early TA pick. Viper obviously wins this lane super hard.
Yeah, they also picked it into Viper. That's another disadvantage.
Yeah.
They literally saw the first pick Viper, and they opted for the Templar assassin.
It's a sub 5 minute 2K gold lead right now for VP. So they're off to a good start. You look at CS, and the CS isn't even really, they aren't doing well bottom either in comparison. But, you know, they're going to do their best here. Can't just give up 10 minutes into the game, although it feels like that might be what happens. You don't want to. But look at TA in his jungle. He looks like he's kind of, I mean, he's got his level 4. He's still 2 levels down, but he's going to stack a camp. Oh, nice. Good job. Trying to stack some camps up for himself, and he's just too afraid to stand next to his tower right now because you have the level 6 on no one.
And the siege wave's gonna be coming up. You see, no one's scouting with the illusion rune. It's just gonna hold the wave back. Gotta find out some more information about this game, but mainly just get ready to capture this tower with the siege wave.
Man, that Fatal Bond's bottom is so much work. Pasha just can't.
The power tread's complete already, and Magical's gonna walk back in, but he realizes he really can't contest, and he's just gonna end up walking back into the jungle, watching his tower smack.
A sad boy, to say the least.
Well, top lane, Crystallize is having not the greatest of times. She's getting some farm, but the Centaur is definitely leading.
Yeah, they actually rotated the Lich up here. There's been a lot of kind of contests. There's been a lot of mini skirmishes around the big camp because they keep pulling into it, but no one really dying. It's been more static lane more or less. And now the rotation up from Lich.
A lower level than Centaur.
That is pretty sad.
Lane 9, Pasha jigging through trees again. He's gonna get body block, but it's mainly just harass. He's not actually gonna launch anything here.
The rotation from Lich though puts him in a top lane Resolution being gone on. They're trying to slow him down. All 3 of these heroes with the slows, the Treant with the armor just gonna be able to run him down, but Iliad's actually gonna get turned on.
Yeah, Lich gonna fall with no TP as well. It might not be the greatest of trades. It's something. You'll get whatever you can get, but this is a near 3K gold lead. So, yeah, 3K lead at 6 minutes.
And you see Solo rotated up here as well. Just gonna heal himself. I don't know what he's trying to do here, but he might actually be in some trouble getting run down by the tree. Save gonna walk on over and make sure his buddy's fine.
I'll be back in a moment.
No problem. So looking at the gyrocopter now in a one-on-one with Pasha. And Pasha kind of glad to have a one-on-one matchup as the Lich leaving his lane did put him in an odd spot, but you look at mid lane and things are not all good. Well, top lane, Crystallize almost gets taken down. They're A-okay with that. They find the return kill on save. And meanwhile, Solo and no one are going to take down this mid-tier 1, officially cementing the lane loss for the TA. It's a 3K gold lead right now, 7 minutes into the game, and you see the Viper, no one trying to run into the jungle here and push TA out. They do have some vision. They actually have wards in the same spot right now, but no one. Looks like he wants to make a move here. The Treant, I think he has vision on him. They're gonna run a little bit deeper, and I'm actually not sure what he can see right now. It's an odd spot for him to be in here behind the tier 1. Doesn't actually see the Treant, but he's okay for the time being. You're gonna see all these 3 heroes up here. Crystallize hasn't even hit his level 6, but he's being pushed to his tier 2. And meanwhile, Nine Foster going to be in some trouble. He's going to pop the ulti. Gyro going to go on him with Black Cannon with everything, dropping every last little bit of damage. And can he get the kill in time? No. It's a nice TP out for the Underlord. The Dark Rift, he put in some work here. Getting himself out, and he made a good amount of space there. Actually forced a rotation from the Warlock. Warlock didn't have the ulti up yet to cancel that one. Or actually, you can't cancel it with the Dark Rift TP, but regardless, he could have just TP'd out the normal way. Obviously, the Gyro missile came into play there, and well, the saving grace maybe for Navi going to be some of these jungle items. TA picking up the, well, he has a keen optic, which he doesn't really care for, but the poor man's shield's going to help him a little bit, just in terms of increasing his farming speed. But you know, you talk about farm, and you have this Viper almost to a Maelstrom, and he can do whatever he wants. You know, it's a 4K gold lead, and Viper has no problem playing the map into the TA, trying to put pressure on him. Looks like he may have vision here. I want to take a look at him. No, it doesn't. He's just running to the bottom lane. They're trying to put pressure onto the tier 1 bottom, having taken all the other tier 1s, and we'll have to see what the Navi response to this is. Doesn't seem to be much of one yet, as you have Magical being forced out of his jungle, and Resolution is more than happy just to sit top lane and occupy the lane. He had no one looking for the kill onto Magical here. He's just behind the tier 2, still running into the jungle. Might actually find him here. Magical seems to know what's going on. He's going to back on off, and well, this is an odd situation here. You have this Viper. You know, he's got about 1200 HP, and he's a hard kill. He's actually going to be TPing top. They want to contest this outpost, and now Resolution going on in with the stun. He's got all of his damage off, basically, for the most part now, and they still have this Warlock ult. Actually, they don't have it. They're going to be able to find this outpost, though. No one walks on up looking for more, doesn't find anything else, but that's both outposts at 10 minutes controlled. I believe Treant got this rune. Yeah, Treant did get the rune. So Zayak for Navi. At least getting them that, but they're gonna be smoked up right now, and I'm not exactly sure what the move is here. You see the lines being drawn. They want to make a move into the Navi jungle. You don't have a lot of HP on the Drow Ranger to do anything. He's actually gonna get shared to Tango, but if you look at the level advantage now, after just getting those shrines, they're
so what have we missed?
Head up across the board. Basically, both of the outposts at 10 minutes were controlled by VP, and they're continuing to a master gold lead. You have a Maelstrom pickup on the Viper. You have the Save Venge looking for drums right now, and well, now that they have the level 6 on solo, they want to go in. They're gonna
Zayak out of position, and Zayak's going to drop low, but he might actually be okay. He's juking to the trees, and they don't walk out.
He's gonna be a-okay to walk out of there. And you see Epileptic Kid playing up as well here, trying to push TA even further out of his jungle. Taking a look at net worth, TA is actually behind his Drow, which isn't ideal, but not doing quite as bad as he could be doing, I guess. You have the Drow looking for his Dragon Lance. I've seen a lot of Drow Rangers in my games make Mask of Madness. What are your thoughts on that item for Drow? Do you play a lot of Drow?
I don't play a lot of Drow, but I'm very familiar with Mask of Madness as an item, and I can tell you that this item is really good on a lot of different carries. Oh,
Crystallize has been caught. Looks like he's just going to try and turn and fight with a multi-shot, but not able to save his life.
Like, I feel like you have the understanding that you cannot go to your triangle right now. Like, there's no way Magical is playing this far up, not dying. Like, and they're not in the triangle. Makes you wonder.
It's another kill for the side of VP, and they've been playing around this bottom tier 1 here. But what were you going to say?
The Mask of Madness is very interesting as an item because, and I've done it on Gyro often, the flexibility that it gives you is, it's an early game farming tool, and decent for fighting as well. Then in the mid game you can disassemble it for MKB, or a Butterfly, or a Satanic, and almost every core will get like Satanic plus Butterfly, Satanic plus Peak for MKB. You know, like, it's pretty standard. Just because how good Satanic is. You're gonna see smoke top, and Save is gonna TP, but he knows something's up.
Yeah, seems to know that something's going on here. You see the line being drawn, wants Epileptic Kid to come over in case there is a fight here. And I think Gyro just has the completed drums now, as well as the Arcane Ring, so these early items definitely going to be helpful in these fights. What do you think? Oh, that answers my question right there. He 13 minutes in has the BKB queued up. I was curious to see if he wanted to go to the Ags, and he's actually just queued up the Ags as well.
Oftentimes, and this used to happen all the time back in the day, you would have these gyros just go drums BKB and hit this extremely strong timing at around the 16 to 18 minute mark. And if he can get this back or the BKB before 20, I feel like this game is going to be almost unwinnable for NAVI.
Looks like VP, I was unsure if they were going here, but Ilias is just going to run into them, and that Viper makes short work of him. They smoked into the jungle. They were trying to find something, but look at the amount of sentries in this jungle. And they're actually, they found Crystallized. They had the Warlock ulti. Not sure if they're going to use it. Yeah. They decide they're going to pop it. You have Zayak waiting in the trees with the Overgrowth. Going to try and save his friend. Crystallized just going to turn, but can't get anything done with the arrows. And now,
bottom lane,
no one. He TP'd in here. He does have the Dark Rift, and actually you see the Treant rotating as well. They want to try and turn this around on him, but this is a Viper, and Viper doesn't really die that easily. They're going to finally pop the Overgrowth. The slows are there from Treant. Viper he may not be able to get himself out here. The Lich ulti comes on through. They have enough damage. They're going to find the kill.
That's a pretty big turn, considering everything that's been happening so far from NAVI.
A lot of gold for that kill. That's about a 1,000 gold change.
Let me get the Blink first, and he's going to farm an Ancient Stack here as well. He's recovering nicely, but the game is going to go... Actually, you know what? It should only get easier from here. I feel like the laning phase was definitely the most difficult portion of this match.
We definitely saw the lane matchups. They were in a rough spot. Yeah, VP was definitely winning the lane matchups, so maybe the game will get in a better spot. It is a Drow lineup, so they do tend to come online at, I feel like the 20-minute mark, maybe a little later. So we have TA with, he's getting closer to the Desolator right now. But look at this tree on the bottom lane. This is an interesting play. He's just trying to make some space with the Nature's Grasp. Trying to cut the creep wave and prevent this bottom tower from taking damage. It only has 300 HP. I almost wonder if the Viper maybe just wants to sit here and click the tower down just for the gold. And the way that VP are playing the map is pretty interesting here. Look how close the Gyro is farming here to NAVI. It's a no cares playstyle. Basically asking NAVI to take a fight with them.
Yep.
And Resolution does exactly what I thought he was going to do. He just tanked the tower. Said, I don't really need creeps. And that's going to be the bottom tier 1. Meanwhile, you have Pasha trying to put some pressure on the map in the top lane. But, not sure how effective this is going to be. They did use their fortification on the side of NAVI. Both teams actually, and whoa, TP coming top. No one decides he wants to Pisha Pasha. It's the double damage is there for Magical. Actually, he does so much damage to no one. No one might be in some real trouble here. There's no ulti up on solo, so he's not really gonna have a way to control this.
But he's gonna get out just barely at 100 HP. Seriously, I've never actually seen this before. We have the pipe into BKB for this Underlord.
Definitely an interesting build. I don't think I've actually seen this before either. Maybe he won't commit to the BKB, but it could make sense. I mean, there's a lot of magic damage coming out from the Viper. Maybe he just wants to sustain that and be alive in these fights. You see Resolution making a move on a Crystallize. He has the silence available. He's gonna walk himself away. He actually has the keen optic on his hero right now, which is a little interesting. He walked past the support, so it's not just like he's holding on to it and intending to give it to someone else.
Oh, we're gonna get a Grow Bow on Gyro, a very good item, increasing both his attack range and the magic damage he dishes out.
He hasn't quite swapped it out yet, but I'm sure he will in a moment. I've seen a lot of TAs use this item actually. The attack speed and the attack range is kind of nice.
You seen the Enchanted Ivron Templar Assassin?
I have not, but it sounds pretty good.
You get an insane amount of range from your meld kit. It's nuts.
Oh, he actually gave the bow to no one, and they're walking high ground 17 minutes in against the Underlord. He has the completed pipe on Pasha, so the ex-VP teammate giving his old teammates kind of a spit in the face here with the Firestorm. And they've done some damage to the tower, but it looks like they want to just back on off. They actually smoke up here. I'm not sure who they might be looking for. They're just smoked behind
I mean,
no one right
also
now.
they smoked under vision. Like,
Yeah, you had to have known that there was vision there. Look at Magical now, level 14. He has the Desolator when he wants it. He's just trying to put pressure on the map. And oh, Navi are gonna smoke up as well.
that's actually a much better smoke by Navi.
They look like they're going for this gyrocopter here, but VP might know. Maybe not. They look like they're
VP,
swinging over.
They might be too late. And
Apocalyptic
Gyro's,
Kid.
Gyro's gonna get down on him. VP's not in a position to help.
In a hell of a lot of trouble
They're
here.
gonna use a stampede, but it's not enough. The Rock hits onto 2, Fatal Bonds onto 3, and Crystallize. He's just trying to back out, but his CP's on cooldown. Underlord is gonna start the rift, but it's not gonna mean anything. He's gonna get caught. And 2 are gonna go down, but I feel like you're still okay with that. Ring of Aquila picked up on the Templar Assassin here. Very, very good item.
You can see the.
I'm not sure if it's just my nostalgia, but does Ring of Aquila just feel good in your inventory?
It does, man. It definitely does.
It just feels satisfying.
The gold change there for that fight was a little bit favored to VP, not very much. And the XP was, you know, somewhat to VP as well. I feel like VP used more CDs there though. Like they used the Warlock ulti as well as the Centaur ulti. And actually bottom, you see TP's coming in. They have an Atos ready to go on the tree, and they're gonna try and find a catch. Solo's gonna be the.
That's so alpha, actually.
Is the one left behind, and Magical picks up the kill. Save gonna TP himself
It's
away.
another big timing, as they're gonna be able to maintain the outpost. I think it's a big blunder for VP.
They're
not
smoked up, running
doing
towards
that.
no one right now. He might be in some trouble here. He just got his 4-staff. Trying to put it in his inventory. Maybe it could help him escape this gank. I guess he doesn't really know what's happening, but Epileptic Kid might be caught. No, it looks like they got themselves out in time. Seem to know what was going on. You have the Atos out onto the Viper.
Up, but there's not much else you can do.
There's a haste rune here actually, and Viper almost to the Hurricane Pike. Actually, I believe he has the recipe coming out in Courier. Yeah, he does. So Pike will be super nice for getting himself away from the TA, and who we've seen in these fights so far, since she's really come online, chunked him up in that top lane. Luckily, he was A-okay. Oh, look at Zayak here with the Courier snipe. Oh, okay, he just let it go by. I don't know. I don't know what the idea. I guess he's waiting for the creep wave. He's just gonna. Yeah, I guess he didn't want them to TP back and mess with him. So he's gonna cut the mid creep wave, but the more important objective is probably gonna be this Roshan that VP is taking completely uncontested right now. You do have a bit of a split push happening in the bottom lane. Magical trying to do some tower damage there. He's looking for his own BKB right now. He has 2 Wraith Bands and a Ring of Aquila in the inventory right now. So this boy does have a lot of stats. Look at all the agi. So much. Meanwhile, I think that they see what Zayak is doing here in the tree ant. They have the stun from Resolution. It was actually off the mark, but now Save's going to TP on him with the dust. They find the stun. He's going to swap him out of the trees. Treant going to finally use the overgrowth, but he's swapped back in. Says, alright, I'm just going to walk the other way. He's through the trees. They don't have grade vision here, and he might actually get himself out with the TP. I think he will. So that was both of the swap charges, and he did have to use the overgrowth, but he's going to live. And he actually made space here for Magical to take this tower. But look at Magical's positioning here. He has his lich in the trees.
Resolution knows something's going on.
Looks like he wants to join his team up in the top lane, as they are eyeing Pasha right now.
Here we see something very strange. Magical is back on top of the net worth. And he's doing really well for himself. Level 17, he could just be back in this game. Have enough tools to
Definitely seems like it is, but look at Resolution finding the jump on Crystallize in his own jungle. He's going to throw it to Silence, actually missed Solo,
Rock
and he's going to die for it. They had to use the rock for it, but I think he could have hit that Silence. I mean, I guess he just tried to throw it in TP.
Yeah.
But if he did hit it, he would have, I think, survived there, unfortunately.
Yeah, bottom lane. Magical is going to be hitting the high ground tower.
That bottom tower. You actually have the tree heal on the mid lane tower, making things a little bit difficult right now. You're going to force a TP back from the gyrocopter, and this is the reality of playing against this. It's the reality of playing against this Navi lineup. They have the Underlord, who's obviously insane at defending high ground. You have the Lich armor on your towers. You have the living armor on your towers as well, and it makes it kind of difficult to push. Oh, Treant gonna be spotted out, swapped on back. They have the dust, and that's just another death for our boy Zayak. You have to respect the manliness though. And actually look at TA. He has the completed BKB now. No gold left to spare, so he says screw it to the buyback. Just gonna go for the BKB, and he wants to fight here, laying in some damage on a resolution. Resolution gonna be 4 staff down. That was actually the pike of the Viper, but look at no one spitting away at this tower from the low ground. He actually has a lot of attack range. He took the attack range talent as well. And this Viper has no problem sitting on the low ground and sieging. Do you think that you ever take the poison attack affects buildings? I feel like that's kind of sick.
I've been thinking before that it was terrible, but now seeing the new poison attack, it might just be worth it. The damage
do you stack it on the tower?
It does.
Damn, that's actually good then. Because the damage over time on that is pretty ridiculous. Like
it's 45 plus. Do towers have? Let's see. Yeah, towers don't actually have any matter.
I was checking that as well. It's a 0% magic resist.
I'm gonna take this into a demo real quick just to.
You have the entirety of BP all farming this tri-camp area, trying to stick together. They still have this Aegis on Viper, and I believe the Aegis kind of despawns soon, right? In like a minute or so? Because it's 8 to 11 minutes on Roshan, so once Roshan hits that 3-minute mark, that'll be Aegis is only up for 5 minutes, right? So Aegis should despawn in about a minute here.
Alright, this is gonna sound stupid. I hit the tower 5 times with poison attack, and it did 1,048 damage.
Fairly nutty.
5 clicks. With no items, by the way.
Look at no one here. Might be in some trouble. The Atos is there. You have Ilias trying to run in, and Magical's going to blink on in from the side. The swap is going to be there from Save. Keeping his Viper out of harm's way. He's going to trade his life for no one. And no one, you have to wonder, maybe they just wanted to use that Aegis there because he had Solo running in with the ult. They had the center ulti as well. I feel like if they wanted to, they could have gotten almost everyone there. The Gyro actually had his TP up with his 10-second BKB. And Gyro's found the Titan Silver, or Titan Sliver, excuse me.
That's an insanely strong item.
Pretty sick, man. Plus 60% base attack damage, and then magic resistance, and then status resistance is all obviously not as good as it used to be. It was nerfed from 22%, but you look at this game, you look at some of the pickoffs that are happening, and it feels like it's kind of going back the way of Navi a little bit. They're getting some momentum, but they are obviously still down in gold. And if you look at net worth, the Viper is back up on top again. He's actually got an item, I think, coming out on courier to him. No, oh, he just bought a BKB. So Viper with the BKB, top lane Solo, considering dropping the ulti here, gonna hang on to it, but that's another kill going the way of Navi. Actually gonna bring the gold lead down to 6k. And so many BKBs being purchased here. Drow's gonna make a BKB. Magical recently bought his. You have the BKB being made up on Pasha. You have the recently purchased BKB for the Gyrocopter as well as the Ags. And maybe this is the timing that they're looking for. They tried to find the TP cancel on a Pasha, but he's already out. Another Titan Sliver going to be picked up in the game, going the way of Magical. So yeah, and now of course the Viper one as well. So many BKBs being picked up here, which is kind of standard Dota. You know, it's 26 minutes. Kind of want to be able to win these fights now because this is where it starts really starting to matter. I feel like these next 2 to 3 team fights are going to matter a lot. I feel like this next Roshan probably going to be game deciding, but maybe not. Obviously, buybacks are still in the game and stuff like that, so who do you think this game favors if it goes later?
I mean,
like if we're talking about 50, 60
both
minutes.
Teams have some pretty ridiculous late games. You have this Drow Ranger who's eventually just going to hit like a truck. You have this Templar 25 talent. And on the other side, I mean, you have a 90 damage talent level 20 on the Viper. You have Warlock, so you can never count yourself out with a Warlock ult. Like, Warlock Gyro is one of the classics. So I feel like it's mainly just whichever team can better execute team fights. Whether or not the Virtus Pro run at you like strategy is going to be probably executed, whether Navi can like basically hold off the assault as a stampede.
Well, you look at the Treant right now, speaking of teamfight execution, he's just picked up a Blink Dagger for himself, so the Blink Overgrowth will be there. A lot of items, mid-game, like
Orb of
game-changing
Destruction on the
items.
Drow Ranger. That is an insane pickup.
He's actually in some trouble here, though. They're smoked up running towards him. He has a BKB TP out. Obviously, the swap does cancel that, as well as the rock, so... I'm not sure if they know he's here. They're all surrounded around him, and I think that they got vision of him for a moment. The smokes are gonna wear off. Oh my goodness!
Barely makes it through.
He's gonna pop the BKB. I don't know about that, man. I really don't. That was... You have to know you're going to die there, right?
Yeah.
They have two BKB piercing.
He could have
TP.
TP'd earlier.
I suppose maybe in the trees down here.
I would have given it a shot.
I would have as well. He's actually dropped the Orb of Destruction and base. Who do you think he's giving that to? The TA?
Honestly, at this rate, that might not be the only item on the ground.
Denying the items. Soon to come out, maybe. That was his 10-second BKB charge, though, and I feel like that puts Drow in an odd spot. Maybe not right now, but it's going to get to a point where he's going to really wish he had one.
Underlord did end up going to BKB. I think that's really interesting, actually.
TA had the Orb of Destruction coming out to himself on Courier, but actually has too many items in his inventory right now. He picked up the Crystallis, and I'm curious to see what this TA makes next. Obviously, he has his BKB up, and has had it for a while.
You could definitely see something like a Bloodborne coming out here, but maybe he just wants the raw damage from a Daedalus.
Always an option. And you see both these teams kind of mirroring each other in movements. You have the Underlord actually picked up the Quickening Charm. Pretty cool item. Cooldown reduction is always nice. Resolution just feels like he's playing with fire here. He's actually almost to the... I'm assuming that this is going to be a Shiva's. And he's just purchased it. And now they're both playing around each other here. They really look like they want to take this fight. They have the Warlock Rock ready to go. You're going to see Epileptic running in with the BKB, and now BKB's being popped on everyone. 3 BKBs immediately pop Pasha. Trying his best to stand in front of everything crystallized. In too much trouble. Pasha trying to get his ulti on out, but they've already lost the Lich as well as the Crystal Main. They might even be able to... Or the Crystal Main, the Drow Ranger, excuse me. They're trying to catch these heroes on the retreat. Save. Might be able to find a swap out of the Treant. You've already lost 2, you're going to lose another.
The entire time, he just did not use it.
It's going to be another decisive teamfight victory. Just when things were looking good for NAVI, man. You know, you use 2 10-second BKBs. I mean, I guess you matched the BKB usage there because no one used his BKB as well as the gyrocopter. But not winning that team fight feels really rough, and it puts you in this position now where you're losing your mid-tier 3. You should just be losing a range of racks here. Range racks and melee racks, probably. We'll see. You have Resolution with 35 seconds on the Stampede. They're going to actually back on off. They're going to, I guess, back on off and take these shrines, which will give them the protection when they want to go for Roshan. You have Viper with almost a completed AC. And I guess with the Greater Fairy Fire, he's feeling like he has enough damage to hang on to it for a little while. Probably will get rid of it soon when we see him pick up the AC. Actually has the Grow Bow in the backpack, but I guess the heal from that is pretty ridiculous. 450 health healed from 1, and they give you... Man, that's nuts. Oh, we see a smoke here from Na'Vi. I'm not... Oh, no. They know that this is happening.
Scouted, and they're going to be able to sneak it. They don't know what's happening.
You're absolutely right. Well, Save went in with the Wave of Terror, and they actually have vision now from the Shivas.
Maybe too late.
They're going to try and commit to this Roshan. Crystallize. Grabs the Aegis. They're trying to get themselves out with the ult, with the Underlord.
Oh, no, it was just off the mark, and they're going to lose the Aegis.
Lich ulti bouncing around. They're going to find the Treant.
It seemed like could have been so good. Was just barely off the mark, and Underlord's going to go down.
Underlord just died too quickly. You have a big wave coming in bottom, but I think CK is just going to TP here. He's going to deal with it. It's a 16k gold lead, 32 minutes in. And they should just march down this mid lane. You have the Gyro ready to go. He, I think, has the Butterfly coming on Courier. You have the Talisman. And now Magical was looking for a Daedalus for himself. Has a buyback, needs to decide what he's going to do here. Maybe looking at sniping a Courier. I guess he's going to try and get this mid wave. Trying to get rid of the creeps here. And actually... Oh yeah, they're just going to fortify it. Fortunately, Solo's wards are going to be sniped, but they're going to move on to the top lane here. And this should be another lane of racks, I imagine. You have the AC ready to go on no one, and he's spitting fairly quickly. He has a 90 damage talent as well. Look at the damage on that Viper right now. That's a little ridiculous. He's actually going to be Atos on up. Has the BKB ready to go. He's going to 4-staff himself on in. That was actually the 4-staff of Solo, so he still has his. Now it's Gyro into the fight. Magical. He already used the BKB. And the swap was there from Save getting his friend down out.
Resolution dropping low, but he's extremely tanky.
He has the ulti in a second if he can get it off, but he's just silenced. Nowhere for him to go.
Oh wait, he does get the ulti off and ends up saving Solo.
TP just barely got Save out there. That was very close. Save actually picked up a gem from Ilias, the Lich there, so that's always a bad feeling, losing your gem. I mean, that's another 1k gold, I guess, for the kill of the Centaur, which is not bad from NAVI, but it's still these BKB charges. Your TA is down to a 7-second BKB charge. And that doesn't feel like long enough for them to be able to take a team fight. You look at Drow as well. He's down to a 6-second BKB charge. Almost has his 4-staff for his Hurricane Pike, but I'm not sure it's going to matter here. He actually did pick up the cheese in a Roshan pit, by the way. So Crystallize has that to hang on to for the time being. You look at the Gyrocopter, and he's almost to the Satanic now. And you have to wonder, what are Na'Vi, like, what is Na'Vi's answers to the 6-slotted Gyrocopter? And I really, I don't have one for you. I guess that's for them to figure out right now. But the game's going to slow down just a little bit, as these guys are going to be farming up their items. And I think VP is ready to get to that game-ending fight. They're running up to the top lane. They're going to try and take that lane of racks. Might actually catch Pasha here, the ex-VP player. I believe he was kicked. I don't believe he just left from the team. Just to add a little bit of drama.
Yeah, there was some disputes with him and what was it, Ramses, right?
Well, Ramses is on EG now. So
oh no, him and Solo.
Obviously some different ideas about the game. You have a lot of TPs coming bottom here. I'm not sure. I guess if they have vision of Magical, and they actually have the Centaur ulti ready to go. He's going to kill the trap. He's trying to get closer here. TA is blinking, looking for his TP. He's actually going to get stomped on up. Resolution finds it. Now ulting, trying to get his friends onto this TA. And that puts him in an odd spot here. Na'Vi. Yeah. You don't have your TA for 80 seconds.
Desperation out of Magical here, queuing up the Divine Rapier. Thinks there's no other way to win than all in.
Yeah, actually, I like what this Treant is doing here. He's at least trying to cut the creep wave, but you're right. The Divine Rapier is slotted up right now. Is queued up for the TA. Drow is actually missing a DD rune here right now. It feels like some stroke of luck might be your only chance of taking a team fight here. He's going to TP out without picking it up. You have this Treant doing his best to shove lanes out. Actually killed one of the creep wave here for VP, and they don't have a fortification for the creep wave, so it might not matter too much, as the mid wave should be coming in soon enough. The Treant doing a really good job of managing these creep waves. They're going to fortify this, and look at Treant again on the bottom lane. This is really nice gameplay from him here, making sure that all the waves are shoved out. And backdoor protection should come in soon, but I'm not sure if it's going to matter. Pasha swapped on back, had to use his BKB, and the backdoor is up now. Save manages to force him down. They're actually killing it through the back door right now. They managed to take the tier 3, but now they're pinging out the lanes. So they're like, alright guys, hold on. We have stuff to deal with. We have a Treant to slay. You look at Treant trying to go for the refresher right now. I'm not sure if he'll get there, Skyward. I'm really not.
I mean, I want to see the Rapier. I feel like the Rapier could change the tide of the game. Well, I mean, if they win one fight, you're gonna basically have the Rapier in almost a Templar 25.
If they win one fight, it's gonna be pretty tough.
Viper is just such a nuisance. He's so tanky, and he just chunks.
He's actually, they swapped on Pasha. Pasha doesn't have anything. He doesn't have a BKB, and look at Magical, almost brought down.
He's dead.
He has to buy back almost instantly with Pasha.
And look at Nolan. He hasn't even popped BKB yet. He's just clicking.
Completely fine, trying to force staff himself away. And Drow actually had to use the cheese as well as his BKB there just to stay alive. You have Pasha in the back line.
This is the main issue with this Viper hero. Your attack range is just so long.
He's spitting from distance.
Hey man, not the first time I've seen it.
Now Epileptic might be in some trouble. They're going to throw the Lich ulti, but it's nothing more than an inconvenience right now, actually doing some damage to the wave, which they are going to fortify. And now VP in a bit of a weird spot. They have the Satanic ready to go on Gyro, and he's going to heal up off the creep wave. No one being healed up by the Warlock. They did already use the rock, and well, he's rooted on in, but the roots aren't really meaning anything much to VP right now. They're going to continue to siege these towers. Crystallize uses his multi-shot, but he's not doing too much with it. A BKB actually popped on Pasha yet again, trying to get himself away with the Dark Rift. He's using all his roots, but Navi just doesn't have the damage to do anything. Resolution gonna blink on forward, looking for something on Crystallize. Crystallize trying to get himself away, and there's the center ulti, the Stampede. They're actually locked in right now. The Overgrowth, no one's incredibly low. He's gonna finally get taken down by Magical's damage, and Magical actually gonna find himself a triple kill. With the side blades, they managed to defend the range racks. They're looking for more. There's one Rax left in the game. It's about 300 HP. It's being healed up by Triant.
How much does that Rax matter when the Rapier comes out? I feel like this is a draft that can actually deal with Mega Creeps.
That being said, the BKBs again, all extremely low for Navi. And this is a game where it really hurts to have your BKB. You're down 20k gold. We saw how much damage the Warlock Fatal Bombs did there on the bottom lane. And they really just need to pony up, take this last Rax, and then you're good. You know, I mean, you're trying to kill tier 4s, and I feel like with the amount of sustain that VP has, it's not going to be difficult. You actually see the mid lane tower being taken down as Crystallize now finally feeling safe enough to walk guys out of his base. You have Roshan respawning in 1 minute and 30 seconds, so unfortunate for Navi. It's actually quite a late spawn here. Imagine if Roshan was up and they had the double damage. Like, that would fall so quickly. That would definitely be a...
Oh yeah, no, it'd be a nice play. I mean, you're gonna see a Minotaur lamp come, or Minotaur
magic lamp
Minotaur
and a Minotaur horn.
The Minotaur horn is a very strong item.
Another
These
magic
stars
lamp.
that don't normally get BKBs, or need a little bit extra of that BKB, actually get to like survive, especially on this Drow Ranger. 20 strength is very nice.
So he has it in his backpack right now. I'm not sure if he's going to be giving it away, but Crystallized with the DD trying to shove out this mid wave right now. And well, what is Navi's move here? If you're Navi, how are you trying to get back into this game? Are you just waiting for the Roshan fight? I feel like taking a 5-on-5 at Roshan is just very difficult.
You're just all-inning on this Rapier, basically. He's halfway there. Already has a Sacred Relic done.
Magical,
I think you might even be in a
game.
scenario where you would consider selling the power treads for it.
I was wondering if maybe you sell the Desolator, you hang on to the Orb of Destruction, but I don't think that makes sense because I mean you're getting this, you know, you're getting less armor reduction and less damage. So I thought for some reason it gave you more, but I was wrong.
The Orb of Destruction gives a slow, which is nice. The only thing is they removed the spell immunity piercing.
Oh, you see the Minotaur horn on the Underlord now. It's gonna make him a lot more tanky with that strength, and he's actually picked up the magic lamp as well. So he's gonna be harder to kill. The hard dispel and being healed for 300 health isn't necessarily going to keep you alive, I think, a ton, but well, now Roshan has spawned and the ball is in Navi's court. Is this Roshan falling very low? It has an Aghanim Scepter on it. Who do you think receives that axe? Is that a Viper axe?
Most likely.
He has it in the backpack. He gave it to...
Oh, you found a Spell Prism. That's really nice for a hero like...
Oh, he gave it to Centaur.
Underlord, honestly. No, it was on the Templar.
No, the Aghanim's Blessing on the Centaur. The Spell Prism, though. Definitely a strong item here.
It's extremely strong.
May make the difference.
Put on the Lich.
That's Lich with the Spell Prism. A lot of cooldown reduction on the hero. He's going to blink on it in Resolution. Finds the stun on a Crystallize. Has the ulti ready to go. Going to want to save it here. Actually getting his HP chunked right now. And there's the ulti. The rock finally being dropped from the Warlock. You see both cores on Navi.
9 Posh are going to fall. And, I mean, there's no answer.
Definitely doesn't seem like it.
The Rapier's picked up. might just be too late.
Magical
Templar
has the
Assassin
courier
has
flying
it
out
coming
to
on the
him.
courier.
It's coming, the speed burst was already used, but these tier 4s are taking damage now. The BKB is still up for Gyro. They're gonna swap on Crystallis.
Oh, Resolution, big crit, 1600 damage.
He's in some trouble though. Uses the Stampede. He's okay for the time being. The GG is actually called.
They are gonna go down. Game 1.
Unfortunate for Magical. I thought he had a really nice comeback this game, despite being behind so far in the mid lane. Or you know, he was able to come back and he was able to farm, but it just wasn't enough. It's gonna be a